So before really handing the demo part over to Rasheed, we would like to embed this into somewhat a real-life conversation or a real-life situation, if you wish. So basically, as mentioned in the sessions last year, we really need to have a look at the use case and then the business scenario before starting to think about how can we probably solve this with a Breeze-based scenario. So the task we are going to see how Rasheed is fulfilling this in front of your eyes, basically, during this call, is a scenario coming from the medical area. So a patient is looking to find an appointment with a doctor or general practitioner. He is starting the process through a web booking page, and then as the appointment comes closer, a few days before that, we want to make sure that he's getting a reminder for his appointment. So this is going to be some automated kind of outcall. And going alongside with this, there's another confirmation going out, which can be sent out by SMS or by email with probably an option in order to reschedule the appointment if necessary, if something might have happened in the schedule of the patient. So this is kind of the whiteboarding approach that I believe is very, very interesting and very, very necessary as well when we talk to customers about Breeze-based scenarios, really putting down some process flows, putting down some of their business challenges on the whiteboard and start having these kind of conversations. What if? And basically, I'd like Rasheed to pick this up right now to take us through the demo part, and I'm releasing my screen right now, Rasheed, so that you can pick it up from here.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you can hear me.
You can go on, yeah.
Hi, so my name is Rasheed Ajibola, and I'm about to walk you through Engagement Designer. So bear with me, it's loading. So we thought, instead of us just talking about it, seeing is believing, and Marcus has walked you through the use case. It's around the patient. They've engaged their doctor through a website or through a call, and now we're going to use Breeze to make a call outbound to give them an appointment reminder. Now, what you're going to see is you're going to see me trigger this manually, but in a real environment, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. It can be for a time of day, for someone to call in the number, for someone to open a link. So there's all kinds of different ways to trigger workflows. So what you're seeing is I'm currently a system manager. The reason why I'm showing you system manager is I'm going to show you where our workflow will be deployed. So for now, you can see that it's empty. There's no workflow file inside here. Now we're going to go into the designer. So this is Engagement Designer. And to the left here, you have the cabinets. These are where all our tasks are. So within these cabinets are different tasks. You have tasks around Zang, tasks around work assignment, tasks around context store that draw from context store. You can create groups, tasks around real-time speech, tasks around telephonic communications. And what I really like about this environment is it's really easy to use. You don't need any Java experience, you don't need any Java expertise. It's just a nice drag and drop interface. That's pretty much it. So when creating these workflows or these applications, you have two ways of doing it. The first is over to the left, which is Java, which is coding, which takes time. It's really hard. It's prone to human error, and it takes a lot longer to get these results that we need in real time. And on the right, you have the designer, which you're looking through now, which is easier, quick, drag and drop. It's just a nice interface to use. Behind these building blocks over here, behind that block is Java, but we don't see that. All we see is a nice, presentable block that makes it easier for us to code. And you have different tasks around communication, so plain announcements, recognizing speech. You also have ones around integration. So Breeze has the ability, there's a task that allows us to read and write to databases. So you can actually perform SQL queries to databases, and actually query a database, read from a database, update from a database, or do something with information from a database. But Breeze can talk to something external to it as well. Not only that, but there's another task called the call REST service. This task allows us to call on external RESTful services outside the Breeze environment, and allows us to send requests, whether it's a get request, get information, a post request, or a delete. We can call on something outside of Breeze and bring it into Breeze. So let's get started with the demonstration. So what you're going to see is we're going to create a workflow that starts with a call. But don't think of it as every workflow needs to start with a call. We can start a workflow with an SMS, with an email, with almost anything. So what's going to happen is we're going to make a call to a patient's number. Then after the call is made, we're going to play an announcement. So that patient will get an announcement played to them, and that announcement will notify them about their upcoming appointment. After that announcement has been played, we're going to send them an SMS. So we're going to go to notifications, and we're going to send that person an SMS and an email. And after that email, we're going to end the call. Now, if that person hangs up on the call will hang up. But on the back end, the system manager, that call will still be active. So what we do is we add a drop call in combination with an end to end this engagement. So the reason why I'm throwing this drop call there is because this is a workflow, not a call flow. If we drop this call, we can still do things afterwards. It doesn't matter. It's a workflow. We can do things before the call happens, during when the call happens, and after the call happens. This is how dynamic this environment is. Now, once we've got all our tasks together, what we simply do now is we connect the dots. And bear in mind, what I'm showing you now, there's more than one way to do what I'm showing you, but this is just a nice, easier way for everyone on the call just to understand what's going on. Okay? Even connecting these lines in Java is about 4 or 5 lines of code. And what's really cool is that if I make a mistake and create a loop when there shouldn't be one, this environment, bear with me. So this environment should warn me, there you go, that I can't create this kind of loop. So let me just save it. So now we've got our tasks together, we're going to add a bit of intelligence behind this. So we start with our make call. First, we're going to choose the number we call. So this will be the call party number that will be called, which will be my phone number. This number here will be the number that will be displayed when that call is made. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a global variable. I won't go into too much detail into what we're doing here, but we're going to create this variable with unique keys over here, and we're going to draw on this variable throughout our whole workflow because it's global. So the variable we created is a make call output. The reason why we're creating this variable is because when we make this call, this is where all the magic starts. Once we've made this call, we're now going to play the announcement. And what we're going to do is we're going to use Nuance's text-to-speech to play an announcement and turn our text into speech. So this will be the preset announcement that the patient will hear around their appointment time and around the doctor they're seeing. There's nothing stopping us from inserting a media file into this, inserting a WAV file where we should play music or an audio file. And what we're now going to do as well is that variable we made just a second ago, we're going to grab this ID here. So that UCID string is very important. So we can have 1,000 calls coming in and out of our system, but then how do we know which call to sequence these applications onto? How do you know on this call we should play the announcement or send an SMS or send an email? We do this by using that UCID, that unique caller ID string, and by creating a relation from one task to the next. So that once the call has been made, it knows to then play an announcement. And then once the announcement has been played, it knows to then send an SMS. And this is where we get into the app sequence. We're sequencing one app after the other, after the other, after the other. So we're now going to send an SMS. Okay, number. Apologies. And we're going to send the patient a reminder SMS with a link so they can go and view information around their appointment plans and to reschedule if they want to. Yeah. And what's really unique about this SMS task is that this task is something that's not in, so the ability to send the SMS is not native to Breeze. So Breeze can't send an SMS on its own. Very similar to what Andrew was saying earlier on about connectors. There's a connector that was created that connects an external service called web text we have their own external SMS service into Breeze. So that now Breeze can send an SMS using the external service but in the Breeze environment, which I think is amazing. Now we've done the SMS, we're going to send the email. So now with this email, in this Breeze lab that I'm using, in this Breeze environment, we have an email server linked to it. And this is the address of that email server. So when we send an email outbound, the receiving party of that email should receive an email from lab11@avaya.com. And what I will do is I will add my email into this. And if you notice, this task follows the same format as an email. You have a sender, you have CC, you have BCC, the same format as an email. And I'm going to CC Marcus Bornheim. Call it biomedical. And we'll send the same appointment reminder message to that email. So now that customer will receive a phone call, get an SMS, and then they go get an email reminder in case they forget. Okay. So what I want you to keep in mind is that you can do the same thing in Java. It takes a lot more time, a lot more expertise, a lot more effort. It's prone to a lot more errors. And what we want to be doing is we're going to be using Engagement Designer because we can do this quicker, faster, and in real time. And once you've got the right workflow, we can deploy it over and over and over again and replicate that amazing workflow over and over and over again, especially when it's resolving a pain point or providing a service or enhancing the customer journey. So now I'm going to make just a mistake on purpose. So the reason why I'm going to make this mistake on purpose is I want to show you what happens when we validate. It should throw us an error or several errors. So you can see you have errors over here. And what's caused it is that when you have a workflow, there needs to be a start and an end. Because I haven't linked this end, it's incomplete. So this environment warns us as to what's wrong, where it's wrong. It highlights the area it's referring to, and it gives us a brief breakdown. And if we need more help, there's more documentation around this, and more help around what these messages mean within this environment. So you have a nice, easy-to-use environment that coaches you on how to use it, and that allows you to deploy real-time applications easily. So now we're going to deploy this, and we're going to watch it happen in real time. So we're going to deploy this in System Manager as a Java SVAR file. And again, what's even more cool is you can actually import and export workflows. If I have workflow and you have a workflow, I can export it as an XML file, email it to you, because it's very small and lightweight, and you can load it in your Engagement Designer as well. And this message we're seeing is showing us that it's uploaded it into System Manager as a SVAR file. Okay? So, now we're in System Manager. Let's refresh. Or let's come out and go back in. What we should now see is that our workflow has been uploaded. There you go. Perfect. So what we're now going to do is we're going to deploy this in real time. Now, where I've gone to is we've gone to the System Manager Admin Console. And this Admin Console is where we can view all our workflows that have been deployed historically. We can view all the archived workflows. You can view what's happened, what's airing, what's terminating, and it allows us to troubleshoot and manage what we deploy in real time. Let's refresh. So let's deploy this now. So what's going to happen is I'm going to push a button and I'm going to force this workflow to start. And as I mentioned earlier on, you have many different kinds of workflows. You have a workflow that will lay in wait, and this workflow is asleep. Think of it like a zombie, it's asleep. And once it hears something, once it hears that event, that trigger, it wakes up and starts doing something. That trigger could be a word being said on a conversation. It could be a phone call. It could be a time of day, a link being pushed, someone opening an application. It could be almost anything. But for the purpose of this demo, I'll force it to happen manually. Now we can actually watch this happen in real time. So you see, it's ringing my phone now.
Welcome to Avaya.
Orange is in process.
Cares about the health of our patients. Good morning.
Green is complete.
Hope you are well. This is a warm hello from Avaya Medical in the Guilford branch. Marcus, this is a reminder around your appointment to see Dr. Strachman on the 25th of June, 2017. You will receive an SMS shortly with all appointment details and a confirmation email. If you want to reschedule, please follow the link within the email.
Now we're jumping through one task after the other task after the other task after the other task. So when we deploy this workflow, we can watch it come to life in real time. Green means complete, orange means in process, and red means error. And if I actually go into this task, over here, so it shows that at the start of this call, we grab that UCID. Not only that, but I've now received the SMS, and I'm going to show you on my phone the SMS that's been received. The time here in the UK, 10:30, and this is the receipt. This is the SMS with the link as well. And Marcus, you should receive an email in a minute. Thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Over to you, Marcus.